Hello, Simon here. So I'm camped. I'm a couple of k north of Crescent Head. So tomorrow there'll be some lovely beach walking down to Port Macquarie. It's been a really nice day, really pleasant day. Just feel a lot of just very quiet farm country. Mainly cattle grazing. And g'day Jules. How you doing? Yeah, just lovely long river walk, and it's beautiful country, shady trees to rest in. So this for me has been a very, I don't know how to put it, a healing oriented day. you know so for me it's just walking, it's the sun, it's this beautiful river, and just, yeah, reflecting on the things that matter in life. Yo Jules, how you doing, mate? Your dad's a crackerjack, by the way. Yeah, so I'm camped just a little bit north of Crescent Head, and the plan is to roll into town tomorrow morning, where I will stock up on water and any other essentials, and then just roll down the beach south. Mick says, "Evening, mate. Hope you're well." I am, buddy. I'm doing really well. I've got some unhealed grief on my feet, but it's all right. Since the weather's been dry, the wounds are healing up. So there's just one remaining blister that's slightly aggravating me, but nothing too serious. Yeah, so today it's probably only 30k really, all told, and just a lot of thinking and reflecting, and I think I'm done putting aside the unprocessed sort of stuff, grief and all the rest. I think I've done most of that. So it's really just about, old man ruminating on the meaning of life and all of that, hope, how we get it, how we lose it, how we regain it, how we build it and share it, and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, pretty relaxed, pretty chilled out. I'm conscious always that it's like a couple of months before I'm going to see my kids again, but I'm at peace with that as well. Oh yeah, and before today in a stream, people were like, talking about ringing ahead to Crescent Head and seeing if they get me a hot meal and all this sort of stuff. And old Simon came out, and I said, "Oh, come on, I'm fine. Just relax. Don't worry about me." And I realised that's not. It's wrong to discourage kindness. If you want to ring ahead, if you want to see if they'll do me a free fish and chips or something, that you do whatever you want to do. This is no longer my thing, really. This is our thing. And if I ever go grumpy old curmudgeon, give me a little bit of a pop on the head and say, Simon, there's people trying to be nice to you, mate. Accept it gracefully and say thank you very much. So I met a few interesting people today. They're all very kind and lovely. Pulled over and had a few chats. There's one young woman who said she wants to go walking into the middle of Australia, and she had a dream and felt that the dream was trying to give her guidance, and that she was going to meet somebody like me who would tell her what to do. And I felt an incredible gravity at that. Like, she's a lovely young woman, like full of spirit and the passion of youth, and really big-hearted and good-hearted. But there's this old, it's a nerd thing. It's a reference to Middle Earth and Lord of the Rings. But there's this old thing that it's about the elvish people. They would never give advice, because as soon as you do, you become responsible for it. And I think there's like a Chinese proverb like that as well. It's like a life once saved, you become responsible for, or something like that. Well, anyway, save a life, that's great. There's a Hebrew proverb, save but one life and you save the world entire. And that thing that's what keeps me going on the days long walking, to be honest, because I think, all right, okay, even if we save just one kid, and then you've got that save one life and you save the world, So maybe I'm on a mad quest to save the world. So how's your sanity going, Simon? Well, this is day 20. I think it's a bit premature for me to go full throttle barking mad just yet. but it's probably looming. Um, yeah, anything flaky or shaky happened? I haven't seen any, hallucinations or whatnot. So no, everything's pretty normal. Just walking, 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 as normal as that gets. I've had my flag up most of the time. I had to pull it down though because of the wind, and plus there's like 3 people in an hour. Um, yeah. So here I am, rough camp. I'll give you a look out there. Let's have a look. So it's up in some, light bush, just north of Crescent Head, and yeah, I found a. I think it's actually on a farmer's property, but tucked away on an end that they just don't use at all. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, it's tucked away from the road. It's pretty discreet, pretty not vulnerable. And if anybody came along, I could just kind of apologize, say who I am, and hope I don't get hit with a fine or get arrested or whatever. Because it's really the sketchy thing of sleeping rough is we don't nationally want to legislate against homelessness. So there's a lot of different jurisdictions, shires, ranges, national parks, and federal legislation that relates to people who are on the street and appear to be indigent. And the laws can vary within all those different jurisdictions. So if I'm in a national park, rangers can fine you, or probably they can give you a move along order as well. I think for the most part, you just have to rely that human beings are basically decent. And if you explain yourself, fingers crossed you don't get hit with a fine, because that would be a bit devastating. So my situation isn't as bad as it might sound. Like I'm not. I guess I'm technically unemployed. I ran a travel insurance company, but COVID, the border closures, precipitated its shutdown, and since then I've just we've been living off the mortgage. We were well ahead of the game, I think, because we've worked pretty diligently, and in living off the mortgage, just using that time to try and fix my broken life, and that culminates in the big walk. Still got a few months up my sleeve, so I have the liberty to just go out there into the world and walk, and you know, here I am. But I hope I don't get any serious bloody fines or anything on the way down, because the whole sleeping rough thing, it seemed like a great idea at the time, and the physical, the in practice, like the actual task of it is fine, and it's adventurous, but the legal ramifications are something that I haven't really well, you can't. There's just too. I did a bit of research, but there's just too many entities at play. Anyway, fingers crossed and toes. So, Crescent Head, and then the beach to Port Macquarie. So I'll be able to show you some beautiful beach tomorrow, and that will be pleasant. And the ocean is, for me, very spiritually nourishing too. So it always gets me into thinking about, you know, thinking them big brain thoughts, you know. But yeah, for now I'm kind of tired and kind of chilled out, and just thinking I might slowly doze off. So, you don't want to see some old bloke in a hammock falling asleep, do you? Um, so that's it. That is my report. I hope Mason and Flynn enjoyed their battle rap earlier. Dorothy says you're an amazing person. Oh, old dog new tricks. Thank you, Dorothy. That's a very kind comment. See, I was going to go, oh, come on, Dorothy. I'm just a bloke. But no, thank you, Dorothy. That's a very kind comment. Cheers. I think I got a tiny wee bit of a sunburn. Nothing too bad. Um, I should have put more sun cream on when I'm not. I was just wearing the cowboy hat today and not the mask. Uh, yeah. What else to report? Hopes and fears. Hmm, no. The only thing in me is the eagerness to get home. Aside from that, I'm in the churn of it. I'm in the adventure of it, and I'm starting to stop and smell the coffee and enjoy the natural beauty around me, and that's all good. So yeah, I guess it's probably worth trying to figure out how my big walk translates. Oh, sorry, Jules says, Do you have food and water, mate? We can all, I'm good, yeah. So I'm just outside of Crescent Head and there's some amenities there. And I've been carrying 6 liters of water all bloody day. So I'm guzzling some down now. And yeah, I've got ample, thank you. Um, but yeah, and I'll resupply when I get into Crescent tomorrow. But for me, the big walk is about rebuilding hope. My personal dimension of it, it's about, well, what triggered it is the total absence of hope in my broken life. I couldn't recover from cancer. I couldn't bounce back. And that absence of hope caused me to reach back to the last time where I really needed it and found it. And the big walk is just recreating that. And it's that recipe that then allows me to just build and expand on a sense of hope, which is the fundamental fuel in a life. And I think the big walk is basically just about that. It's a metaphor for that. So the charity component, that's a practical and a worthy cause and an important thing. But the less tangible personal thing, it's about like life can grind you down. G'day Sonia, how are you? Life can kick you, it can knock you down, and it can stomp on you when you're laying there, you know? Life can be cruel. But if you can find ways to just get back to your feet and figure out the direction of hope and move towards it, you can come through just about anything. And for me, the specific thing, like what hope looks like, it's not hope looks like trying and believing that it's going to work out. That's what hope is. The actual specific detail of what you do doesn't matter. So you might take up karate or something to help you deal with a rage problem. Whatever the specific solution, it isn't important. It's the trying to overcome your adversity and the belief that you can. That's what hope is. And when you find it and you build it, you become a little bit invincible, to be honest. But it's like, the Peter Pan story, and they could fly only as long as they believed. And as soon as they stopped, they were like, ah! I would have sometimes dreams like that, where I'm like Superman and I'm flying through the sky and it's great. And then in the middle of the dream, I'd be, oh, hang on, I'm just a dude. Dudes can't fly. Ah! And it worked exactly like that. And hope is a bit like that too. So you can't have artificial hope or false hope. You have to it's like a placebo effect almost. You have to kind of find that little gem of hope tucked away in there and polish it and let it grow. So it comments. Jules says, yes, John and I see you seem so much more relaxed and accepting what is being in the now. Getting there. Not 100% there, Jules, but I'm getting there. Lynn Lee says, if you were to get a fine, I'm sure everybody would chip in. And hopefully by the end of the journey, you'll be truly believe you're an amazing person. Oh, old dog Nutrix, thank you so much. That's lovely and kind of you. If I got a fine, it's so awkward. So, old dog Nutrix, thank you. But let's hope I don't get a fine. Sonia says, once you've lost hope, it can be really hard to find it again. But if you look for it, you'll find it. Yeah, 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 I guess so. I mean, I did. I don't know. Maybe I got lucky and fell ass backwards into it. I don't know. But yeah, it is there. And maybe all you need is an example. And that's part of this big walk as well. If I can concretely show you that a life broken to the point of you would think beyond repair. Like in December of last year, 140 kilos. It was my weight. Chronic health problems, daily pain, spasms down the side of my face from the cancer treatments, uh, tinnitus, this constant ringing in the ears, teeth falling apart because of the radiation, all kinds of problems, and a laundry list of problems and I was leaning into the problems, not their solutions. And, you've got then the depression and the existential stuff, this kind of sadness that you can't navigate away from. And yet, here I am. And all of those problems, whatever I still have, screw them. It's fine. I'm fine. All good. And that's not I'm fine, mate. I don't need help. That's I am genuinely at peace with my cancer, my side effects from it. It's all good. So that if that is achievable for a bullhead like me, what that means is that that hope is available to you as well. So it's sort of like a template, you know what I mean? An example that you can hopefully follow. More comments we've got. Sonia says, or you'll see it in someone else who'll give you hope. Well, yeah, the idea that anything in my strange old life, the idea that any bit of that helps somebody out there in the world, it absolutely delights me. It's the only word I got, delight. Like if I fell into a chocolate factory filled with nude women dancing around and there's balloons flying and there's Bee Gees playing on a stereo and I strutting around and the spotlight comes on me and everybody who I ever loved in my life comes out and hugs me and all the rest. It's like delight, absolute delight. The idea that my struggle or my silly old choices could benefit you, it's wonderful to me. And that amplifies my healing. Just as you will find that if you share your successes and your pain with other people, it might amplify yours. So Dorothy says, I lost my brother when he was 43 after fighting stomach cancer for 6 months. I lost hope, but have slowly regained hope. You are so right. Yeah, I'm sorry for your loss, Dorothy. Cancer's just one of those. I'm really glad that you've been able to navigate past the grief, mate. Jules says, Jai said call him if that happens. If what happens, Jules? Like if I get a fine or if I get if I run out of hope or if I run out of food and water. You guys are so lovely. You've done so much already, hosting me and helping me with all this navigation and stuff. I I really appreciate it, but I'd calling Jai up if I had a ranger hassling me. I don't think that's gonna happen. I'll just haggle my way out of any situation that comes up. Sonia says, sending big love and strength your way, XOXO. Well, XOXO right back at you, Sonia. Thank you very much. It's a very kind compliment. Oh, sorry, that's to Dorothy. Okay, I just stole an XOXO. Sorry, Dorothy. Here, you can have it back. XOXO to Dorothy. Um, but yeah, anyway, hope, all that sort of stuff. That's a large part of what it's about. It's about getting up after life kicks you in the no if, says Jules. If, oh, now I'm all in suspense, Jules. Type faster, mate. Faster, mate. Faster, mate. What are you going to say? No if. You are doing amazing work to raise funds for pediatric cancer. You're also giving hope to millions of millions. Sounds a bit extravagant, but thank you very much. Here, you, Captain XOX. Oh, thanks. I get one as well. No, if naked girls turn up in the chocolate factory. Oh, no, mate. If naked girls and chocolate factories and BG music and all of that stuff happens, I'm sorry. I'm going to be too busy to call Jai or anybody else. I'll be off the air for a couple of hours at least, okay? Oh dear. All right, well, it's not dark yet. It's probably not going to get dark for another hour, but I'm going to lay here and look at the leaves and listen to the insects and slowly zone out until I fall asleep. And if past experience serves me well, I think I might get a good solid 8 or 9 or 10. Yeah, that's great. Like, that's another thing. Like, cancer stole my sleep. A year ago, I could sleep 3 hours at a time, maybe wake up. And the things that woke me were subtle. Like, I might need to wee or a traffic noise or whatever. But the sleep was just so shallow that it just wasn't nourishing and you wake up too frequently. But now, I think I'm retraining. I think I'm sort of fixing that defect. But yeah, anyway, thank you all so much for your interest. I am very grateful for it. I did get another daily donor dare of doom today, just to acknowledge that too. So I'm supposed to go when I see big rigs and get a big rig to back at me. So what's this? Android has a link to YouTube. That's not going to give my phone some kind of social disease, is it, Anne? That's not going to like download some malicious bloody thingamabob, is it? Um, Well, all right. Well, I'll have a look after the stream. Um, but yeah, so it's at some point. Well, actually, I'm not going to be near big rigs again for a while. I'm be down the beach, so I'll have to remember that one, and I will randomly turn the camera on when I do it. It's singing music. Okay, rightio. Well, cool. Maybe I could use some music as I slowly drift off. Anyway, thank you very much. My name is Simon. I dress as the Bullhead Superhero Captain Australia, and I'm walking from Brisbane to Melbourne. Why am I doing that? Because I am completely bonkers. No, no. It's in service of a charity called the Kids Cancer Project, and also for my own personal healing to get past the struggle with cancer. I wish you all the very best. Thank you so much for your kind attention and support. And I will update you tomorrow when I hit the beach and hopefully show you some really, like, it's supposed to be staggering coastline. It's supposed to be gorgeous. So I'll make sure to get some pictures and video and maybe even have a swim. So all the best. Thank you so much. You take care of yourselves. See you later.